Everyone loved Matt Murdock in Daredevil and barely tolerated Jennifer Walters in She-Hulk. But why? Both are lawyers, both are superheroes, both wear suits in court and suits on rooftops, but somehow only one of them actually feels like a lawyer, and it's not She-Hulk. There are 5 reasons why Matt Murdock worked, and She-Hulk didn't. And no, it's not just because he's dark and broody and she twerks. First reason. Let's start with something simple, the legal cases. In Daredevil, we see Matt handling real, grounded legal issues, tenant disputes, corporate corruption, criminal defense. He represents people who have no one else. And most of his courtroom scenes feel like something you could actually see in real life. You know, minus the occasional ninja attack. Now compare that to She-Hulk. In the first few episodes, the show sets up Jennifer as a competent lawyer. But then, the cases? One guy sues an elf for impersonating Megan Thee Stallion. Another man sues because a shapeshifter pretended to date him. And at one point, Emil Blonsky tries to get parole by explaining his spiritual journey in prison. It's not that legal comedies can't work. They can. Ally McBeal was basically She-Hulk before She-Hulk. The problem is that Jennifer is supposed to be a brilliant, high-powered attorney, but she never feels like one. None of her cases are serious. There are no real stakes. And even when she wins, we don't learn anything about her legal skills. Just that the showrunners thought the plot was cute. Alright, so the second reason, let's talk about tone. Daredevil took its tone seriously. Even when Matt made jokes, they were dry, ironic, grounded in who he is. The courtroom scenes had weight, you felt tension, you wanted him to win, because if he didn't, people would get hurt. She-Hulk, on the other hand? The tone is pure sitcom. There are jokes every 10 seconds. There's a CGI green woman in a blazer making quips about her dating life while being sued by a magician named Donnie Blaze. And listen, that could be fine, really, but the show tries to have it both ways. One minute it's, look, I'm a real lawyer with a real job, and the next it's, haha, I'm fighting a demon in a bar, and Wong is dating a girl who loves The Sopranos. You can't ask the audience to take you seriously when you won't take yourself seriously. Matt's story was built on consequence. Jen's story was built on punchlines. Third reason, let's get into characterization. Matt Murdock is a lawyer first, superhero second. His law career is essential to his identity. He became Daredevil because he couldn't get justice in the courtroom. Every time he puts on the mask, it's because he failed in a suit and tie. Jennifer Walters? She gets fired in episode 1, then gets a new job just because she's She-Hulk. And every time she's in court, the camera seems more interested in her green skin than what she's saying. She says she wants to be seen as a serious lawyer, not just a superhero. But the show never shows her being a serious lawyer. There's no growth, no arc. She's already great, already confident, already smug. And the show wants us to believe she's underappreciated. Meanwhile, Matt gets beat up in court and in back alleys. We root for him because we see him struggle, we see him lose, and we want him to win. Jennifer wins by default. Matt wins by grit. Fourth reason, let's talk about courtroom drama. Remember that scene in Daredevil Season 2 when Matt defends Frank Castle, aka the Punisher? The whole trial is tense. Frank snaps. Matt tries to control it. Karen is freaking out. Foggy's pissed. It's not just about the case. It's about the relationships, the strategy, the emotional weight of what they're doing. Compare that to She-Hulk's court scenes. They're short, they're jokey, and most of the time the resolution comes off-screen or in a single punchline. The audience doesn't care about the outcome because the show doesn't care. Fifth reason, and finally, respect for the profession. Daredevil treats being a lawyer as a calling. The show doesn't always romanticize it. Sometimes it's soul-crushing, but it respects the work. Matt puts in long hours. He digs through files. He makes arguments that fail. He gets back up and tries again. He fights for people who can't fight for themselves. In She-Hulk, law is a prop. It's something for Jennifer to do between dating app disasters and fourth-wall jokes. It's not her passion, it's just her setting, and we feel that. When Matt walks into a courtroom, we believe he belongs there. When Jen does, we wonder how long until the next joke. So, why did Daredevil work and She-Hulk didn't? Because one show told a story about a lawyer who became a hero, and the other told a story about a hero who sometimes does lawyer stuff.